So today we are going to make pork belly crackling. Here, as you can see, we got 1 kg pork belly. The fat is nicely marbled along with the meat, and this is about 1 kg. The skin is nice and thin. Now what we are going to do, we are going to cut it into half. Start. So now we are going to cut it into half. Okay. Okay, now we've cut it into 2 equal pieces, and we're going to give cuts on top with this X-Acto knife. Okay, the cuts will be about 1 centimeter in width, and it will go down to about 1/4 inch deep. Now we use a tray, and we cut about 1 centimeter of width with this X-Acto knife. Okay, we cut about 1 centimeter wide, and we take it about 1/4 inch thick, 1/4 inch deep. That's this deep, and we keep running this along the entire length. So this helps us later on to cut the pork easily, as well as for the salt to go in properly and to get that lovely crackling. So now, as you can see, we have made nice cuts on this pork belly. Okay, and we're going to transfer it to the baking dish, and we have a mixture here of 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and half tablespoon of salt, and we're going to put it all over the bottom side, the meat side of the pork belly. Make sure that none of the sugar goes onto the skin, the underside of the pork belly. If not, while baking, it's going to burn. So we rub it on to the sides nicely, onto the underside, making sure it goes well. So we put it everywhere on the sides. Make sure not to go on the underside, on the skin. We need this salt and sugar mixture to go well into the pork. So now we turn both the pieces on the other side, skin side up. Okay, and once we do that, I have some salt here with me. I'm going to put this is about 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon for each half. I'm going to put it only the salt on the skin. There won't be any sugar on the skin, it's only salt. So now we take the salt and we put it on the skin, only the skin of both the halves, and rub it in nicely into the skin. Now, since we put our salt in, we rub it in nicely onto the skin. Put it into the grooves of the slits that we've made. Okay. And onto the skin on top. The salt will keep it dry and bring out all the moisture to get a good crackling of the skin. We need all the moisture out. And now we let it rest in the fridge for about 12 hours till next day noon, till the time we are going to bake it. Now we've taken it out from the fridge. It's been resting there for more than 12 to 14 hours, and this is what it looks like. You see, it's nice and dry. There is no moisture at all in the skin. The salt has done its job of taking out the moisture from the skin. The less the moisture in the skin, the more crispy the pork belly will get. Okay, so now we are going to transfer the pork belly on this wire rack on the tray. We will just baste this wire rack with some vegetable oil so that the pork doesn't stick onto it, and evenly all over the rack. And then we transfer the pork belly onto the wire rack. Okay, and then we bake this for about 180 degrees centigrade for about 2 hours in the oven. So now we take out the pork belly from the oven after about 2 hours, and this is what it looks like. Okay. I'm going to transfer it here from this wire rack now onto this plate. Okay, both of them. And what we have to do next is, we have some fat here which is in the pan. The rest black part is the sugar, the burnt sugar. We just use the fat from the pan. So this is the pork fat that which is collected. Okay, and so we are going to use this fat to fry the underside of the skin. To this we are also going to add vegetable oil. So we add some more vegetable oil to this pan in which we have put the pork fat. We add some vegetable oil so that the skin is immersed in it completely. Right now the pan is off, and we start frying the skin at room temperature. We put it in the pan and then we start the flame. Okay, so now we take this pork belly and we put it in the pan. The pan is not yet on. Put it in the pan, skin side down. We take both of them and we put it skin side down. Okay, and the skin is in the fat. And then we start the heat. We keep it on medium heat, and we let the skin, underside of the skin, start to cook. Now we can see that the skin is beginning to cook here, so we just keep moving the pan and letting the oil come in contact with all the pieces of the skin. After some time you will see, we'll do this for about 10 minutes, and you will see after 10 minutes that we get a nice good crackling on the skin. As we can see now, it's beginning to crackle slowly. Okay, so we let it be there for some more time and we'll check it after a few minutes. So now we can see the skin is nice and crackling. Okay, and we leave it out to rest on this pan. It will become nice and crispy, both the pieces. The skin is nice and crackling. So now after resting for a while, you can see it's become nice and crispy. Okay, and we're going to slice into the piece and check out and see how it's done. It's nice and smoothly cut. Yeah, you can see the crackling. It's nice and juicy, and you can get that snap to the crackle.